David Alorka here, posted up with the one and only Mr. Jake Paul, promoter this week.
Let's go.
How are you feeling?
I'm feeling awesome, man. This fight just keeps on getting bigger and bigger, and it's fun to just chill. Come to these events with less pressure. Normally, during fight week, I'm all like, getting ready, doing all the media and all that stuff, training all the time, and this is more relaxed. So it's cool being a promoter.
Absolutely. Now, obviously, this is the biggest fight in women's boxing history. How does it feel being a part of making this happen?
I'm just lucky to be here. Obviously I did my thing. I'm bringing my promotion to it, and I helped get the deal done. But it's all Amanda Serrano and Katie Taylor, and the focus should be all on them and what they're accomplishing on Saturday night. And look, I'm as big of a fan as the next person, so I'm excited for that first bell to ring, and they've worked so hard to deserve this payday for their whole entire careers, and hopefully this is a step forward in the right direction for women's boxing to show, A, they can bring a big audience, and B, they're just as exciting, if not more exciting, than a lot of these male fighters.
Absolutely. Legacy-wise, obviously, this is incredible for these two fighters, but also it kind of etches your name in boxing history, and it's great for your legacy as well.
Yeah. Look, that's why. It's kind of crazy, right? Like how fast this all happened. But teaming up with Amanda Serrano, we knew we were gonna do big things together. It just happened like in less than a year, in less than a couple of months. But it's cool. Like I said, I'm honored to be here, and I owe it all to Amanda for giving me the cosign and believing in me as a promoter. Obviously, she was the first person that we signed, so she was trusting that I was going to do a good job, and it turns out, that I'm good at this, and that we got her the biggest payday. So, it all worked out in the end.
Come on, obviously, right behind you, you're rubbing shoulders with the one and only Mr. Eddie Hearn as well. It's not your first time you working with and alongside Eddie Hearn. Obviously, your debut fight. Talk to me about what it's been like working with Eddie Hearn and Matchroom Boxing.
It's cool. I think together we're actually like a really strong team, and we put this fight on such a big stage. And between Eddie and I, we cover such a big audience between like the boxing purists and this new generation of boxing fans. We're a good little duo here, and maybe it's a sign for more fights to happen in the future where we're promoting together.
Absolutely. Now, you've been around Amanda Serrano for a very long time. Fight week is currently on right now. What is she feeling like? Obviously, this is the biggest fight of her life.
Yeah, look, she's in such a good mood. We were just at the other spot doing all the media. People are taking pictures of us, and I'm like standing there like all serious, and she looks over at me and she goes, "I have a cookie in my pocket." And I'm like, what? And she like shows me she has a cookie in her pocket. I'm like, yo, like she's not even like paying attention to what's going on right now. Like she's just like so ready for the fight, doesn't really care. It's kind of like over the media. She's so focused in the nicest way possible. But like as a fighter, when you have so much media going on, it's like it kind of is annoying after a little bit. So she's in a good mood, just having fun, and it's just chilling really.
Absolutely. Now, obviously, we're many days away from Saturday night, but in your view, how does it go down?
Look, I would like to say it's a 50-50 fight. I just think Amanda has the style to beat Katie Taylor, and I think Amanda's right in her prime, whereas Katie Taylor is a little bit older, and I think that's going to be the difference in the fight and who handles the moment better. Amanda's been on a few of my undercards in front of massive crowds recently when a lot of people are there for her. And Katie has sort of not been in as big of a moments recently, I think. So that pressure of the crowd is gonna be a difference maker. And I think because of that, Amanda's going to be able to come forward and put some work on Katie Taylor and get that 8th round TKO.
Woo! 8th round TKO.
Let's go.
Listen, I didn't even ask you for a prediction. It came straight out. I love it.
I gotta rep Amanda Serrano. That's what I truly believe.
Fantastic stuff. Now, if indeed that does go ahead and happen, what can we expect next from Amanda Serrano?
Look, I was just asking her, and she's like more motivated than ever now. So she was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna take like a week off or 2 weeks off." But really after this, the sky is the limit and anything is possible. But obviously we want to get through Saturday and then reassess everything.
Now, obviously, there's going to be so many fans in the Garden. You know, New York is a very, very big Irish history and heritage, and also many fans are going to come out for Amanda Serrano too. What kind of atmosphere are you expecting on Saturday night?
Electric, you know, and something deeper than just a fight, something deep within both fan bases that will create an excitement and a buzz in the arena like no other. It's passion. It's like, oh, I feel like there's going to be a feeling within people that is going to make them cheer louder, scream harder because of how much this means for both Ireland and for Puerto Rico and for boxing fans all across the world. So I think you're going to feel energy like no other before.
All right, let's switch the focus from this fight and switch the focus onto you. All right? Obviously, promoter and fighter. What's next for Jake Paul?
Look, I got a fight in August, you know, still locking down the opponent. You know, no one's really been impressive or has yet to, you know, show themselves as the perfect opponent. Obviously, been calling out a lot of people, but there's some big talks happening. Looking at the Mike Tyson idea, looking at the Anderson Silva idea. So really, there's a lot out there, and I've just been training and promoting this fight, focusing on Amanda this Saturday. We obviously just signed Ashton H2O Silv, 18-year-old prospect, 7-0, 7 KOs. So looking to help him promote his fight May 21st. That's coming up. And then he's going to be on my undercard in August. So a lot of big stuff in the works. And then I'm just working on the Hollywood entertainment side of things, business, tech, venture capital, building brands, all that sort of stuff.
Hey, the mogul himself. I love it. Now, okay, you're talking about opponents. You know there's an opponent that wants you. He wants you bad. We're talking Tommy Fury.
Yeah, get in line. Get in line, my friend.
Is he at the back of the queue now?
Well, you know, we'll see. We'll see, you know, how his team negotiates. But, yeah, he wasn't very impressive. He looked like a very low-level professional. So, you know, there's definitely interest, but there's also a lack of interest at the same time. So he's thirsty, he's desperate, he's delusional. His ego is big. I think he thinks he deserves some massive payday. And he had a mediocre performance against a guy who looked terrible. Like, it was just embarrassing, the whole fight. It looked like two people who didn't know how to box just got put in there to embarrass themselves. And even the commentators during the whole fight were like, Timothy Bradley Jr. was like, man, Tommy Fury should not get in the ring with Jake Paul, you know, and he's right. We'll see what ends up happening.
Obviously, Timothy Bradley Jr. Backing you massively as well. British fighter Carl Frampton, you know, Irish fighter, I should say, backs you as well in that fight. What does it feel like having a lot of professional boxers backing you against an established boxer with a name of Fury?
I mean, it's cool, but they're just using their common sense, you know, and their IQ to, okay, I'm watching Tommy, this is what he looks like. I'm watching Jake, this is what he looks like. So it's pretty obvious, like, who's going to win that fight, you know, and I'm a man, you know, like I'm not on this little kid shit like Tommy Fury is. He's 22 years old, but, you know, I'm 25, but I've lived like 8 lifetimes. I've been through so much shit. So he doesn't even, you know, he's not even in the same arena as me when it comes to passion, heart, you know, being a real fighter, a real warrior. I'm a dog. I'm unstoppable. No one can beat me. So how is this little 22-year-old delusional kid who thinks he's his brother? You know, he really thinks he's his brother. He has the ego of his brother. He has the bravado of his brother. But he fights like shit, like his dad. His dad was a shitty fighter. Not that many people know, but you can go type in John Fury getting knocked out multiple times. It's all over YouTube. So Tommy seems to embody the fighting spirit of his dad. And Tyson Fury is just, you know, actually a good fighter. So, you know, this kid's just out of his league, and his mouth and the way he talks is better than his fighting.
Okay, you know, Big John Fury's not going to be very happy with what you said there.
Hey, he's not happy with anything. You know, he's an old, miserable man. He got fired from his job for the things he said in the press conference towards me. He has nothing going for him, and he's a criminal. So, of course, you know, you're going to be mad, old, and miserable, and they're all living vicariously through their brother. So, yeah, it sucks for them.
All right, talk to me. What is the future of MVP, of Most Valuable Promotions? How long are you wanting to stay in boxing for?
We'll see. I mean, I'll be a promoter forever, but the future of MVP is just continuing to grow the roster, continue to sign young prospects, world champions, and get them the biggest paydays of their career, get them a massive social media following, and help grow them as a superstar outside of boxing, help them manage their money outside of boxing so that they can retire when it makes sense, and to really grow an amazing family and have fun doing it. In the promotion side of things, I'll always be involved in this. I want to have a kid and be his coach one day and be his promoter. So I'll always be in this sport in some way or another. As a boxer, I don't even know. Who knows? A couple of years, maybe more.
All right, my final question to you is, you could fight anybody in the world. Who would it be?
I would fight Mike Tyson.
Why?
That'd be so epic to go up against one of my idols and then merge the worlds of the old boxing generation and this new boxing generation that's coming back in. And he's just such an iconic person and a legendary, awesome guy that I look up to, and it'd be cool to get in there. That's something that I would talk about for the rest of my life. That'd be legendary.
Fight weekend press conferences will be absolutely amazing if that indeed did.
That's what I'm
happen.
saying. That's what I would wear tape on my ears so he didn't bite them off.
Hey, Jake, it's been an absolute pleasure as always. We'll see you throughout the entirety of Fight Week, man.